One of the best moments of the decade for me was the 2011 Champions League final.
For me, the 2011 Barcelona team of that Champions League final against Manchester United is the best team we've ever seen.
A team littered with talent and somehow incredibly balanced. Puyol and Piqué at the back, Valdez in behind them, Dani Alves at his marauding best, Lionel Messi establishing himself as one of the greatest have ever played the game, and then, for my money, the best tandem in midfield in Xavi and Iniesta.
It's a team that made Manchester United look silly, and it was a good Manchester United team. We're talking a Manchester United team with Giggs, Rooney, Ferdinand, so on and so forth, and so much talent all over the field, and yet they look like they were an amateur team.
You know, you think, Stewart, about some of the great teams in European football over the past, even 45, 50 years. Real Madrid in the early 60s, Ajax early 70s, and Barcelona are very much up there with the elite, if not the best team we've ever seen.
And it's not just because they're winning games and winning competitions, it's the style of football. Teams don't know how to cope with Barcelona at the moment. They can embarrass you. They embarrassed Manchester United today. Alex Ferguson had a game plan at the start and he was going to try and stop Barcelona playing out from the back. But once Barcelona played around that, they really did embarrass Manchester United, and their star was magnificent.
Of course, Messi was the big star, like you would think he would be. I think he scored 53 goals in that season in all competition. He won the Ballon d'Or.
The 2011 Messi was still the best player of Barcelona as he is today. The difference is that back in that team, there were other personalities and other players that really took a lot of the pressure away from Messi, and he had the freedom to do the things that we know he's capable of doing.
So Alex Ferguson after the game said this was the best team he's ever faced as a manager. I think the way David Villa, Pedro and Messi, who were the front three in that team, each scored in that 3-1 win. And they was just irresistible on that night.
I mean, we saw the reaction of Sir Alex afterwards, didn't we? I mean, we used the word magnanimous, but it was almost as though he was saying, well done, son. Nothing we could do to match this. Good on you.
I think as credit to Alex Ferguson, he knew his team had been totally outplayed and he tried everything. He must have worked and worked and worked in training over the last week or last couple of weeks, Alex Ferguson, and he couldn't find a formula to stop them. When you go as a coach and you do everything you can and the opposition still outplay you, you've got to give credit to the opposition, and that's exactly what Sir Alex Ferguson did.
This was a very good Manchester United team. Their facial expressions and their body language in understanding that there's nothing we can do. We cannot get close to this team. We are nowhere near the level of what this Barcelona team is right now. And to see that in the expression of mighty Manchester United in England, by the way, that just gives you an idea of how dominant that Barcelona team was.
Another killer question, I'm sure one that we'll be discussing in future press passes to come. Is this Barcelona side the best ever?
Well, I think when people started to say that is when Barcelona were playing at their best. And this is through October, November and the early parts of December. I don't feel they've been as effective in the second half of the season as they were certainly during that 3-month spell. I'm still a little bit reluctant to say that this Barcelona right now are the best team that has ever graced club football's pitches. Yes, I think that Barcelona 2011 team is the best club football team to have ever played. And I don't think we certainly haven't seen a team anywhere near that good from back to front, as comprehensive, as commanding and as dominating as that Barcelona team. And as I look back over the years, and we've seen some incredible teams from the AC Milans of the 90s to Real Madrid in the latter part of this decade, and certainly their dominance in the Champions League in particular. Just in terms of sheer brilliance, in terms of how much better than everybody else they were, that Barcelona team for me stands head and shoulders above every other team that's taken the football field.
Tommy, the future certainly looks bright, but the present is extremely bright for Barcelona. But for how many years can they go on in this fashion?
Yeah, I think they can go on for a long time, but before we get to that, I hope Guardiola sends me a telegram or something saying I did a good job of guarding that trophy for him before he got it, because I had my hand on it earlier. But when you look at this team, I mean, I think that even with age, I think Xavi has gotten better as he has gone on. But you look at them, I mean, a lot of these players are in their prime. Maybe some of them haven't even gotten to their prime yet, and they have players coming on. And, you know, there's talk about who they're going to sign. Will Fabregas come? I mean, Rossi is also rumoured to be on his way to Barcelona. I think the future is very, very bright for Barcelona.
Pep Guardiola has shown that he can be and has been successful everywhere he's been. But that standard that he set for Barcelona and he set for himself is unrealistic.
At some point he's going to go, and I think it could be at the end of next season he could have a sabbatical, go away for a year and then come back to one of the English clubs.
He fended off questions, Tommy, at the press conference just yesterday, in fact, saying that he has one more year left of his contract, you know, kept it deliberately vague. But where might he go? I mean, is he somebody who, I've heard it said that he might be somebody who'd be quite keen to take a sabbatical from football altogether before embarking on his next project?
Well, you know, he's been quoted as saying that when you coach Barcelona, the pressure is incredible and he is getting tired. I mean, I could see him going to somebody like Arsenal. I mean, the philosophy is basically the same. Maybe Wenger goes upstairs and Guardiola comes in as the coach. Or maybe even, I was joking earlier when I said about Ferguson. I mean, there's a possibility that he might end up at Old Trafford as well. I mean, it might be a suitable job for him. He'll need a few more players, of course, but it could be a suitable job for him.
From start to finish in that 2010-2011 season up to the Champions League final at Wembley, it was just an incredible team, an incredible Barca season, performance, campaign, whatever you want to call it, and I think for me one of the greatest we've ever seen.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.